This programme is brought to you by Shield Total Insurance, the specialists in motorhome and campervan insurance.
We tested.
Oh, what was that?
And this is my motorhome, The Beast.
We listened. We challenged.
No, that's fine.
We experienced. We travelled. We had fun. We are Motorhome TV. Motorhome TV is brought to you by real enthusiasts, including Peter Vaughan. For the last 18 years, Peter has been editor of What Motorhome magazine and is now also road test editor of MMM, Britain's best-selling motorhome magazine. Peter has driven hundreds of different motorhomes in that time and is now such a respected expert in the motorhome world that manufacturers ask him to review their prototypes to help identify any potential problems before putting them in the showrooms. Buying a motorhome is a huge commitment, so to help make the right decision, Peter puts one of the latest models to test each week. This week, it's an all-new luxury A-Class from Mobilvetta.
Today we're in the Mobilvetta K-Yacht 85. It's based on a Fiat Ducato, like so many motorhomes. This one's a 4.4 tonne chassis with the 160 bhp engine and the 6-speed manual gearbox, although you can have now a 9-speed automatic as an option. But the big thing that's different today is that we're in an A-Class. What's an A-Class? Well, it's a motorhome where the entire bodywork, right down to the front bumper, is built by the motorhome manufacturer. So today that's Mobilvetta rather than Fiat. The advantages of an A-Class, well, they include this full width bodywork right to the cab, so it's more spacious up front here and you don't have to worry about the body being wider behind you. You've also got the same standard of insulation right along the sidewalls right into the cab. But the big thing, and it is a really big thing, is this vast panoramic windscreen in front of you. So you've got great views of great countryside wherever you're touring. And don't worry too much about what's behind, because you've got these bus-style mirrors to give you a great view aft too.
Britain's best-selling motorhome magazine.
With an A-Class, no doubt you'll have some big adventures planned and you'll need big space to store all your gear. So here's a really generous garage, 2 full-size doors, 1 on each side, neat little storage pockets, and because this is on a 4.4 tonne chassis, you've got over 1,100 kilos of payload. The garage isn't the only external storage. You've got room here for more smaller items and the same on the other side. And your 120 litre freshwater tank is inboard, so it won't freeze up and you can use your van all year round. With an A-Class you get these captain's chairs in the cab, and because of the extra width they're nice and easy to swivel. And then you've got plenty of room to put your feet up and enjoy the view. Another key feature with the A-Class is the drop-down bed in the cab, enabled by the fact you've got these full-width driving quarters. First of all, you just tip the seats backrests forward, out of the way, undo a catch and just pull the bed down. Full-size double bed, 1.9 metres by 1.35. From the lounge back, you could be in a number of European motorhomes, even low-profile models in terms of layout and design, but there is really a bit of Italian panache about the detailing here. Now that includes these resin worktops, and there's an induction as well as gas hob. Over on the other side, I particularly liked this slide out storage unit. There's a big fridge freezer too, and the oven is above. Then of course, there's a sliding door to separate off your bedroom area if you don't want that on show when you have guests in the lounge. Shower and toilet are completely separate, one on either side, and the shower itself definitely has a bit of bling about it. Clothes drying rail in there for practicality too. And then finally you come to the bedroom, which is set up as two very comfortable single beds, although you can convert it with an infill in the centre to make a big double.
Motorhoming appeals to people from all walks of life, and many buy a motorhome to follow their life's dream, such as Pippa Cleeve and her family, who bought a motorhome to allow them to tour in more comfort than camping in a tent. They enjoyed it so much that after touring Europe, they toured America in a huge RV.
I had a long-held dream of taking our 4 children around Europe. Been around as a child myself, and I really wanted to come to a holiday like that. Looked at all sorts of ways of doing it, but it was very expensive with hotels or trains or everything. And the other thing was just camping. We used to go to a camping festival, a Christian festival in Somerset every year in a tent, which is great when it's sunny, but pretty miserable when it's not. One year we went, and one of the other families turned up in this huge motorhome, and I just thought, that is the solution. We did very little research before getting the motorhome. I had seen these friends who had an identical motorhome. We are a family of 6, and this is a 6-berth motorhome. We'd seen theirs, we liked it, we went and found something similar, and off we went.
It's easy to go to most places, and the fact that you're not using a tent, so it's a lot more convenient and a lot warmer.
Yes, definitely an improvement on the tent. The first time we went, we didn't know where we could stop. We had no kind of idea about it, but our experience has been, certainly in France and Germany, that it's very easy to find places to stop. It doesn't have to be somewhere expensive or a campsite or anything. There are plenty of airs. And so I think in some ways we're more relaxed about travelling now. Well, I'd like to think we're slightly more ambitious about where we go, and I think that hiring an RV isn't something that we would have done when we first started. That would have been far too big a step. But now we've actually just come back from America, so we hired a huge RV that slept 9 people and took that round for a week in Colorado and Arizona, which was enormous to drive, but had pop-outs and other spaces, and it was easier. 3 of the children coming with us this summer, and a trip hopefully to Scandinavia. And it's quite full, it's quite tricky coping with this small space. We think of it as being sort of human Tetris, that actually with all of us in here, you have to wait for somebody else to move before you can move yourself and things like that when we're all around. So sleeping arrangements, the area at the back here is either 2 single beds or a double bed. And so when we first got the van, the children were a bit younger, my husband and I had the double bed back here, 2 boys together and 2 girls together. So one pair would go above the cab and the other one in the kitchen. And because the cab bed was much nicer than the kitchen bed, there was a rule you had to swap over every night.
The beds are not too small.
What's your favourite thing about the van?
I couldn't think of anything else.
Do you like going on holiday?
Actually, yeah, I do quite like going.
We went in 2015. We did the trip around Europe that I'd wanted to do for a long time. So we went to Amsterdam, and then through southern Germany, Austria to Salzburg, and on from there to Slovenia, down to Croatia to the Plitvice Lakes, and then back through Italy, stopping at Venice, Switzerland, France, and home. Basically, I'm the motorhome enthusiast in the family. It was my idea to get it. The thing I like best about motorhoming is just the idea that you can, when you're waking up somewhere different, that you can, for us as a family, it makes all sorts of things possible that we couldn't, with 6 of us, there's no way that we could see the places that we've seen and do what we've done if we had to have flights and hotels and everything else. So it's just the flexibility and the fact that we've had a chance to go all over the place in England and in Europe, and I think that's been really the best thing about it for us.
If you're new to the motorhome hobby, it can be daunting driving onto a campsite when you've no idea what you're supposed to do. How exactly do you level a motorhome or hook up the electric? Well, here we take the mystery out of it all with these campsite challenges.
Good morning and welcome back to a sunny Woodland Waters in Ancaster. We are here for another tech challenge this week. How are you feeling, guys?
Good.
Good? Confidence is still up there?
Yeah, absolutely.
So those challenges are getting a little bit more difficult week by week, aren't they? But last week, no problem for you. This week's challenge is absolutely no different. We want you to prepare the van, which means everything. You've got to hook it up to electricity, the hot water, the gas, absolutely everything. Let's find out what you've got to do. So oranges, a bit more difficult? That confidence still high, or?
This could be a tester.
Yeah,
very
maybe.
high. Make or break.
Yeah, this is a test of this one. The 4th week in, it should be okay. Just keep going, you're doing well. And Greens, how are you feeling about it?
As long as we get in the right order, we'll be fine.
Yeah, it's all about the order, isn't it?
Yeah.
I assume you've done this before?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be run of the mill, straightforward for you. Let's see how you get on.
Yeah, so just get round to the...
It needs to go in the van first.
Yeah.
I think you need that end round your side. There you go.
So that should be enough. So we'll stick that in.
Good work, well done.
Okay,
Oh, hang on. Wrong way, I think. Is this the right end?
wrong end. That's why. Good.
Glove box for a spanner. For the gas, please.
Right, just put the power on that one. That's on, isn't it? Pump's on. Let's try again. Try now.
No, not yet.
Oh, 12 volt, that's why. Try that.
Yeah, that's working. Brilliant.
Do we know what we're doing here?
Not a clue. So you need to get the gas on then.
Okay, we're gonna do that now.
All right, okay, bro, give us a shout.
Get it right.
Oh, I need a spanner, I haven't got a spanner.
We're doing it the right way.
Is that right?
Right, let's just put this in. I'm going to have to find a spanner somewhere. It's got a reverse thread on this as well. We got a spanner anywhere?
Yep, they're in the glove box.
Yeah, I got them. There we go. That's right. Right, turning the gas on. Any gas coming through? That's it. Yeah, excellent. Put the kettle on. Is it on?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So we get some chairs out ready?
Yep.
Yep.
There's a couple here. I'm getting them out the door, that tripping. Right, I'll get the milk ready. Ready and waiting.
Oh, so close.
Beaten to it, I'm afraid. The Greens have given me a nice cup of tea. Not a bad one at that. Unlucky.
Coming up after the break, we reveal who won this week's campsite challenge. We get Genevieve and Peter to put the latest walking boots from Vango to the test, and we head off for a day's hill walking in the beautiful countryside around Malvern.
This programme is brought to you by Shield Total Insurance, the specialists in motorhome and campervan insurance.
Warner Shows have been organising the largest outdoor motorhome and campervan shows in the UK for 30 years, with 9 locations to choose from, 4 nights of live entertainment with various themes and headline acts, a huge display of new and used vehicles to help you choose the right model for your lifestyle, a vast selection of outdoor leisure accessories and hobby essentials, but most importantly of all, something for everyone.
Visit the motorhome experts at Chelston Motorhomes, Wellington, Somerset. A family-run business that has been delivering motorhomes for over 30 years and have built up an unrivaled reputation for quality and customer service. There's a huge choice of quality pre-inspected new and used motorhomes, and all backed with comprehensive warranties. Come along and view our stock at leisure in relaxed surroundings, or find us online at chelstononline.co.uk or call 01823 662075. We're open 7 days a week.
If you're looking for motorhome or campervan insurance, then look no further than Shield's Total Insurance, the motorhome specialists. We hold the FIFA Platinum Trusted Service Award for consistently delivering excellence, so you can get all of this. So call us today on 0800 980 7021 or go to shieldtotalinsurance.co.uk/TV to get a quote. Shield Total Insurance. Wherever your motorhome takes you, we've got you covered.
So, why is MMM Britain's best-selling motorhome magazine? Perhaps because it's been the market leader for 54 years. Maybe because it covers everything a motorhome owner needs to know. Or because it is written by motorhome experts. And it provides great, inspirational travel ideas and has the most in-depth road tests of the latest models. And it answers all your technical queries, as well as keeping you in touch with everything that's going on in the world of motorhomes. No, actually, it's all of these things and more. MMM, Britain's best-selling motorhome magazine. Get your issue of MMM now at pocketmags.com/MMM or in the shops.
This programme is brought to you by Shield Total Insurance, the specialists in motorhome and campervan insurance.
So guys, the latest challenge, you've completed it. Well done. It was preparing the van's means and making me a cup of tea, which is probably my favourite challenge so far. I think you all did quite well. Oranges, how did you find it?
Yeah, we enjoyed it. Found it. We didn't check a gas before we started, which caused us a bit of an issue. Apart from that, it went okay.
So you struggled making the cup of tea and getting the kettle to boil, didn't you? So,
yeah.
But everything else went quite smoothly, I think.
Yeah, we're happy.
Good stuff. Greens, how did you find it?
Yeah, it all went fairly smoothly, I think.
I think we didn't make too much of a meal of it, so yeah, it was good.
Absolutely. And your cup of tea was delicious as well, so thank you very much for that. And you did beat the oranges, so you win this challenge. Well done, guys, well done. And we'll come back next week for another challenge. We'll see you then.
So experience once again wins over beginner's luck in this week's challenge. Now let's head over to see just how comfortable Geneve and Peter are when they try the latest walking boots from Van Gogh. And to really test this pair, Peter heads to an extreme corner of Europe and sums up his verdict.
So today we're looking at boots, different types of boots you can get, which is handy because today I'm planning on going for a walk, and for that I'm going to need some boots. There we go. As you can see, the motorhome is already parked up, the sun is shining, and I'm off. These ones I'm wearing today are new from Van Gogh and they're called Bormio boots. I've taken them out on a few hikes now and I'm pretty impressed actually. They feature nubuck Italian leather. It's the main part of the boot that's the Italian leather. The tongue part is a fabric. Plus side of that is that I didn't really have to break these in. I just put them straight on out of the box and they were good to go. They have a waterproof membrane, so technically they're waterproof. I would say more puddle proof perhaps. Don't go wading in rivers in them, but they will keep the water out. Another really good thing about these boots is the sole. They feature like a soft sole. It's not a very hard sole. So again, when you're walking on terrain like this, here I'm actually walking on a road, as you can see. When you've got a really hard sole, that can actually hurt your feet quite a bit. These are nice soft leather, so very comfortable and quite adaptable. You could wear these on a number of terrains really. We also looked at the Anatom Q2 Classic hiking boot, which is a full leather boot. Now a full leather boot is going to be better if you're in colder climes, if you're going to be hiking a lot in snow, rain, etc. A full leather boot is better. So we sent our road test editor, Peter Vaughan, over to Norway. We sent him over there to properly test out these boots. He stayed in the finest motorhome.
Glass of champagne maybe?
He ate in the 5-star restaurant. He went out and did some great activities like sledging with dogs. And he went to see the Northern Lights, of course. So he really did get to test the boots properly. Peter, what did you think?
Now it's early afternoon and minus 14 degrees, so clearly if you are going to come to Norway in the winter you need the right clothing. Now I didn't have the right clothing, so I've got some boots to test and this jacket. The boots, well, they haven't kept my feet warm even with ski socks, but they have stopped me falling over. They grip really well even on the icy stuff. Been pleased with that.
Thank you, Peter. That says it all.
The freedom that a motorhome brings is not just about once-in-a-lifetime adventures, but also to get away whenever there's an opportunity, even if it's just for a day or two. And some of these short breaks can be as memorable as the longer continental tours. So let's join Will for a walk from his motorhome into the Malvern Hills.
My brother and I headed out into the Malvern Hills for a hiking weekend. The Malvern Hills may not look steep, but you'd be surprised. The hills run north-south for about 8 miles in between Great Malvern and the village of Colwall. The highest point of the hills is the Worcestershire Beacon, at 1,394 feet. After an hour and a half, we eventually got to the top. When you get to the top, it opens up. You'll then locate a path which runs along the edge where you can find some fantastic views. After lunch, we headed north to Oyster Hill. The weather improved and the sun came out. We passed through various orchards on our way to Colwall Stone. After making our way down the steep hills, we headed back to the motorhome. We had walked 21 miles and it was a welcome sight to see our home for the night. That was a long day in the hills, so we rested and had a big meal that night. On Sunday, we headed west to the little town of Morderford. There we set off into the beautiful countryside and walked through ancient woodland and tracks. In fact, some of the tracks date back to the Roman times. Malvern has its own museum which focuses on prehistoric and Roman artefacts. If you get the chance, it's well worth a visit there too. Over the weekend, my brother and I had walked a total of 35 miles. After a long day's walk, to come back to a warm shower and a great meal, and most importantly a comfortable bed, made a big difference. We even had an external shower for those muddy boots, which was ideal after a day's hiking.
Coming up next week, we meet Roger Watts, who wasn't sure about this motorhoming life until he bought his perfect campervan. We test the very latest Marquis Majestic 120 motorhome and challenge our teams to set up a satellite TV system on a campsite. See you at the same time next week.
This programme is brought to you by Shield Total Insurance, the specialists in motorhome and campervan insurance.